Hey, my name's Big Lamb McGee. I'm not wearing a sweater today, and today we're going to react to an anime. Today we're going to be reacting to a true story animation that's going to rock your world. We're back with Storytime Animated. Last time we reacted to I Have X-Ray Vision. that was a great video. I think we all loved it. But the video we're gonna be reacting to today is Boys in an All-Girls School, My Amazing Life. Ah, bruh, it's so sweet, dude. Oh, that's sick. Like, you must be so lucky. He's like every main character in every anime. I've seen YouTubers react to like a girl in an all-boys school. I know they've been doing that, so that's their exact thing. I mean, what other channel was it? Yeah, see right here. I think Share My Story did it. So now we're just doing the flippity flip, okay? I don't know if the story's the same because I haven't seen it, but what I do know is that these stories were first popularized, I can't say the word, by Gacha. I know that for a fact. You can find tons of Gacha videos. So let's see Storytime Animated, which ironically looks like a Gacha avatar. Let's see their take on it.
Hi, my name is Diego.
Yo,
and
what
I'm
up,
the only
Diego?
guy at an all-girls school.
Oh!
It sounds like a dream come true for any teenager, right?
Oh yeah, boy! Man, I can only imagine, man, if it were me in Diego's place, man, the things I would have done, you know the kinds of things I'm talking about. Like, probably not do anything because I was awful at talking to girls in school. In my mind, I'm like, hi, ladies. In my head, I'm like, eh? Dude, I was so bad at talking to girls in school. Like, I remember one of my first crushes I ever had confronted me about it, and they heard that I liked them, and I rejected everything she said. I'm like, nope, that wasn't me. That guy was not me that said that. I did not say that I liked you. You heard it from someone else. But my man Diego, you know Diego, come on. You're a lucky man, and I hate you. I'm so jealous of Diego.
It sounds like a dream come true for any teenager, right? Well, let me tell you what being surrounded by girls 24/7 really feels like.
Oh my
First,
God.
it's essential you all understand how this came to happen. After all, this was an exclusive school that only accepted female students.
It was school.
So how come I was allowed to enroll at all in the first place? Honestly, it's kind of my fault. I was a messed up kid, you see.
Broke a window, what the
My mom
heck?
and dad worked long hours. They did their best, but they were rarely around. That meant I spent...
I don't know why that made me laugh so much.
They did their best, but they were rarely around.
I'm laughing at a guy crouching down on a box. It just looked funny.
Spent a lot of time alone instead of focusing on my studies and behaving as a good boy should. I began messing up.
I began messing up. I was a troubled boy. I watched anime all the time. And you know he had to have, right? Like every single one of those harem animes starts off just like this.
I began messing up.
I
I
got on that YouTube.
And began getting in real trouble. It got worse every month, and my parents got called from my school so often they didn't know how to handle it.
Dude, what is this picture this guy's got? Is that supposed to be someone flexing? Why does he have that as a picture? It's so odd. And how is this actually gonna go? Oh, your son? He drove your car off the Grand Canyon? What do you mean? He robbed an orphanage? Oh my God, that's awful. You know what we should do? Put him in an all-girls school with nothing but hot girls. When the parents think he's gay, but he's not. That'll show him. We knew it all along he was gay. Obviously, he's not.
I should. I began messing up.
I mean, actually, I can't say. Maybe he will be. I don't know.
I'd hang out with the wrong crowds.
How dare you hang out? Man, this is the wrong crowd. Good old yellow, green, and red shirt boys.
I was accused of shoplifting once. It wasn't me who was stealing, but one of my friends.
Oh my God, wow. Stop robbing orphanages, dude. Stop.
I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That's what they always
and already had
say.
a terrible reputation. My parents didn't believe me at first. After we sat down and talked, they understood I really hadn't been the thief. All of the stolen possessions were under my friend's clothes, and he already had a criminal record, even if he was 17.
Yeah, he's like the guy, he's like the merchant from Resident Evil 4. What are you buying? He just pulls out everything. Still trying to figure out how they sent him to an all-girls school, or how that happened, or how it's even possible. I'm pretty sure you can find a hinty with this plot.
Even if I wasn't to blame for the robbery, they were still worried about my attitude and the friends.
Dude, why does her parents look like Papa the freaking Parappa? No, what did I say? I said Papa the Rapper? No, it's Parappa the Rapper, not Papa the Rapper. That's my new rapper name, Papa the Parappa. Dude, tell me this, like, this is the freaking kids, or this is the parents, though. I'm half expecting them to start shouting, kick, punch. Kick,
punch. Still worried about my attitude and the friends I had made.
We're worried about you.
And I broke curfew often. And my mom told me I was spiraling out of control.
You're out of control. You went past curfew? You took the parental controls off the DVR? You signed up for Club Penguin? This has gone too far. Go to the school with all the hot girls now and think about what you did.
That's when my dad and mom decided something had to change. They needed to keep an eye on me, but they couldn't precisely quit their jobs. So they talked to my Aunt Laura.
He didn't even do anything that bad.
Of this exclusive school that had, up until that year, only accepted girls. Laura wanted to help my parents handle my education. She was my mother's sister and had seen how worried Mom was about me. She wanted to help set me straight and be a good aunt, so she came up with a plan. She checked the school's regulations and managed to find a loophole. Laura managed to open the inscription to the school for boys as well, but didn't make a public announcement or change the website's description.
Dang. She's like, I got you, homie. And that's why that's my favorite aunt. Up top aunt. Thanks, aunt.
So though technically boys could enroll, no one but my parents knew about it. I was so angry when my parents told me I'd be changing schools. My friends and everyone I got along with went there. I'd have to begin all over with students I didn't even know. It wasn't fair.
So he doesn't know yet.
I tried to refuse, but of course, there was nothing I could do to avoid it.
Hey, just do it. Dude, Diego broski, just do it. Dude, you get so many chicks, bruh.
I realized the situation wasn't as bad as I imagined. I walked inside the classroom, and every single girl turned around to stare at me. They immediately
We've never seen a guy
and talking with each other. The teacher introduced me to the class, explaining how
that's a guy?
I was the new student.
Or
they were all clearly confused since no one knew boys were now admitted. After it was explained, they all seemed delighted.
Dang, it's like a freaking safari.
Almost every single one of my classmates rushed to my side. They surrounded me and began asking me all kinds of questions. They openly flirted with me and batted their eyes.
It's like all these girls have been taken from civilization. They've just never even heard. They don't even know how to spell the word guy. And the textbooks, anywhere that it would say guy, they just black it out. It's like he stumbled into another island, like a deserted island where there was nothing but girls. I think I saw that on Futurama, where they go, we snoo now.
It time snoo.
Hey, come on, bro. Give me a bro fist. Come on. Man, dog, if only I was in your position when I was your age.
They openly flirted with me and batted their eyes. Ooh. I was the center of attention. It was so cool. As the days went by,
it ain't so bad
I began noticing girls wore makeup and shortened their skirts. They were all trying to get my attention.
Oh, I see.
Some were even bold enough to ask me out.
Fresh meat, huh? Yes. I'm sorry, I'm getting carried away. I know. That's just being stupid.
I went on so many dates those first few weeks. Ooh. I also got kissed several times.
Ooh, on the cheek.
They were so beautiful and adorable, and I always had some girl grabbing my arm while I walked down the school's hallways. The problem began when jealousy.
They started fighting.
Girls. At first, they all seemed to agree that since I was the only boy there, I wouldn't be exclusive. All deserved a chance to get some attention from me, they said.
I am starting to understand. Oh, my amazing life, man. Yeah, I told you, man, if you just would have held out, man. This is a life lesson. Life will get better. You never know. You might just go to all-girls school as a guy. There's nothing but anime girls.
I was happy with that. And at one point, I had 5 girlfriends.
Though
they were all aware of each other. They were cool with it at first. But then some of the girls began developing feelings for me. Some wanted to spend more time with me than initially agreed.
Oh man, I feel so bad for you.
Missed dates with other girls. And that created a lot of conflict between the students who had been friends for so long.
War had broke out in the school.
It seemed that my presence there was ruining everything. Previously, the girls had mostly been friendly to one another, but now they were all bickering and arguing between classes. My aunt called me to her office and asked me what was going on. I told her everything and explained I didn't know how to get out of the mess I had created for myself.
She's like, I did you a solid, and this is what happens? What if her aunt's like a major like feminist or something like that? Like I'm all for feminism and stuff, but I don't like the one where like where basically the girls that say all men should not exist. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Us men have to be here. So maybe I got a feeling that's what's gonna happen. They're just gonna kill him. Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened. They'll just kill him.
All my girlfriends wanted me to be exclusive with them. And I didn't know how to choose without creating a bigger problem.
Just because he's going to all-girls school doesn't mean there's like
I liked all of them.
Guys outside of school.
Every time I thought of dumping one, I ended up finding excuses not to go through with it. In the end, my aunt solved the problem, adding a new rule to the school's regulation. Dating was absolutely forbidden on school grounds, as was any PDA.
That sounds like my high school. There was no PDA. There was no PDA allowed at my school either, but that didn't stop people from doing it. It's just something that I'm pretty sure they banned from all schools. They don't let kids like make out. The kids just do it anyway. They're never gonna be able to stop them. And that's where the story ends, because there's no PDA anymore.
That meant that I couldn't date these girls even if I wanted. It was a bit sad since I really did like my girlfriends. But now that school is at peace, I got to become friends with most of the girls I had dated before.
I feel so bad for him. Oh my god, this is the most saddest story that we've ever reacted to. He couldn't date all of his girlfriends? What? If I would have had 20 girlfriends too, that would have made me so sad.
There would be time to get beautiful girlfriends in the future, but I decided it was best to focus on my studies.
Yeah,
and
you
finally
bad
make
boy.
my parents proud.
Stop watching that anime.
Have you ever gotten into a problem you didn't know how to get yourself out of? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the other videos on the channel.
Here's a really underrated comment. His parents wanted to get his life straight. You can say that again. The saddest thing in an all-girls school is the boy has to use the girls' bathroom. Okay, sorry. Bonus story. I ate spiders to shoot webs. Well, that sounds a lot like the other ones we reacted to. Let's just see.
Hi, my name is Jim, and I can actually shoot spider webs.
Someone who watches way too much SpiderMan. Did I say that weird? SpiderMan. I drunk water. Now I can shoot water out of my wee-wee.
Hi, my name is Jim.
I'm sorry, it's like 10 o'clock at night, all right?
Hi, my name is Jim, and I can actually shoot spider webs. Let me tell you about how this all came to happen. Growing up, I was a massive superhero fanatic.
You're not going to talk about Spider-Man, then you're going to show freaking DC characters. Okay, well, technically Captain America. I was going to call Captain Marvel. Captain America is not DC, but still.
Massive superhero fanatic. I watched all the movies related to them and read all the comics.
This is the real Spider-Man's origin story.
My favorite one was, without a doubt, Spider-Man.
Spidey-Man.
I thought he was the coolest, and I always wondered what it would be like to be able to have his superpowers. I also identified so much with Peter Parker. He was a geek
looked like him.
and had a dry sense of humor in the comics.
Storytime Animated, I love you. Yes, this is the real Peter Parker, okay? This is the one I grew up with right here. Now, this Tom Holland and these other ones, sure, they're great. The movies are fantastic, sure. Everything's great about it, but this is the real Spider-Man in my heart, okay? I'll take my emo Spider-Man from Spider-Man 3 over any other Spider-Man any day. Keep in mind, he says I can actually, at some point in the story, he will be able to shoot webs. Let's just keep that in mind.
So much with Peter Parker. He was a geek and had a dry sense of humor in the comics. I loved him so much, and he even had a beautiful girlfriend. I imagined being just like him in every way and hoped I could somehow make this become a reality. But as I grew up, I began becoming truly obsessed with this idea. Was there a way to change my life around and make it all better? Make myself a real-life Spider-Man? I began to wonder,
eat spiders.
to plan different options. It took me a while to actually come up with an idea I thought could work, but eventually it came to me. What if I began eating spiders?
This has to work. I just don't see this not working. I put so much thought and time into this. I feel like it would have been more beneficial because at least if people are going to follow the story, like to let spiders bite him, because at least he'd be following the story at that point. But no, he's like, no, I'm gonna eat the spiders. I'm pretty sure he's not the first human to eat spiders. Did you read that someone else became Spider-Man? But maybe I'm wrong about Tobey Maguire being my favorite Spider-Man. He's gonna be my favorite Spider-Man.
I know how crazy it sounds, but I figured there wouldn't be anything to lose and a whole lot to win. After all, if I didn't get superpowers, I'd simply be eating a few nasty bugs. People all around the world munch on insects, and nothing ever happens to them.
Yeah, so why do you think it's gonna happen to you?
I was obsessed enough to want to try anything and everything to achieve my dream, so I was really determined. I would go outside and search for spiders at first, munching on every single one I found. At first, it was so disgusting, but it didn't take long to get used to the feeling and taste.
That's so sick.
After a while, honestly, I began kind of liking
to like them. I knew it.
But honestly, between school and homework, I didn't have the time to search all over for new spiders to try. I would still grab and eat every single one I managed to find, but I knew there needed to be an easier, faster way to try new species.
Could you imagine being a girl and then like you're next to this guy, maybe at school or something, you're like, ew, get the spider. Actually, you know, it would be me too. I'd be like, ew, get the spider, get that thing out of here. I'm terrified of spiders. And this guy comes up, he's like, you know what, I'll just eat it. And he just eats it. And then he swings off into the distance.
So I went online, and since you can basically buy anything online, I quickly found a few websites I could order spiders from.
Oh my God.
Boxes began arriving every few days, and I'd eat its contents with increasing frustration. Nothing was happening. It simply wasn't working. I figured maybe I should search for some sketchier providers. Maybe then I'd find the right kind of spider.
Did you say
one
sketchier?
That hadn't been so well tended to in the first place. I ordered from a handful of different sellers and kept on sampling the incoming bugs.
Spiders. He's like the Gordon Ramsay of spiders. Where's the sauce in this spider? I can tell the spider hasn't been seasoned.
One day, a big package arrived. It was filled with a few spiders for me to choose from, and I was surprised to see that one of them was glowing lightly.
Oh.
Could it be that it was radioactive, just like the one Peter Parker had been bitten by?
It must be.
My heart was racing when I munched on it. But much to my disappointment, nothing happened.
Oh, man,
I was so
sucks.
depressed. I thought if any of them had a chance of making me shoot webs, it would be this one.
Here's the part of the video where I really feel sorry for our main character here. I really thought he was going to be Spider-Man.
I went to bed and fell asleep just about ready to give up. What I didn't know at that moment was that my life was about to change forever while I slept.
Oh, no!
I woke up the next morning
Dude, is he going to be
feeling
Spider-Man
so
now?
odd. I wasn't sure what was wrong, but I felt a tingly feeling all over my body.
Did you feel
I wondered
stronger?
if I had food poisoning or something like that from eating that glowing spider.
Did you have glasses before that you take them off that you could see that like, oh, perfectly now?
I rushed to the bathroom, but realized I was feeling perfectly fine, except that my skin still seemed to be tingling. So I asked myself, maybe it worked after all. Maybe I had developed superpowers after all. I tried it, moving my hand just like Spider-Man does in the movies. And it worked!
Wow!
I shot webs forward and stuck against the wall. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy.
So
Finally, after weeks of eating spiders, I had reached my wildest dream. It was incredible, and I tried it several times just to check if I wasn't having a dream or hallucinating. But it was true. I was really just like Spider-Man. I'll be perfectly honest, though. I'm not a hero or anything of that sort. I don't fight crimes or use my powers for the greater good.
With great power comes great responsibility. What kind of Spider-Man are you, man? Go start saving people.
I'm lazy, and I don't believe in that whole Uncle Ben stuff.
What?
With great power comes great responsibility, he said. But I don't want to risk my life and go around saving people. Mostly, I use my powers to grab stuff that's across the room from me when I'm feeling lazy and don't want to stand up, or to impress my friends. Speaking of my friends, they really freaked out when they discovered my powers. I told them all about my plans, and they had mocked me about eating spiders. So when I arrived at school, I told them that I had gained superpowers. They laughed at me all over again. Of course, they didn't believe me. So I told them I'd show them after classes were over since I didn't want anyone discovering my powers. They were super skeptical and agreed to go to my house after school was over just to prove I wasn't lying. Imagine their surprise when after locking the door to my room, I turned around and shot a web from my wrist.
That hit them in the eyes. Ah!
It was so cool to prove them all wrong. My friends kept asking me to use my powers to help them out, and sometimes I agreed. They are my friends after all, even if they didn't believe in me at first.
So he grew up, he believed in the superheroes, and he just loved superheroes so much. You know, probably because they're superheroes and they rescue people. No, he ate a bunch of spiders, and then all he had was webs. They didn't even say he can climb buildings. He didn't have spider sense. The only thing he could do was shoot webs. He's like, that's the only trick. That's just like a one-trick pony. Look what I can do. Psst. I can't do anything else. Like, that's it. That's it. In fact, I just leave a mess everywhere, and that crap's hard to clean. Like, no one talks about those problems of being Spider-Man, that you have to clean up everything. I'm sure the window cleaners do not like Spider-Man at all. This is good. You guys are way too freaking funny. I ate Dwayne Johnson. I am a rock. I ate snacks. Now I'm a vending machine. Imagine if your superpower is like anything you ate, you turn into. That would be awful. I think I can say with 100% certainty that that story was real, and we just have this lazy Spider-Man lazy as crap Spider-Man just laying on his couch using his web to get a remote control, and his house is full of webs because that's all he can do. But anyway, today's script of the day goes to Jones. If you enjoyed that, as always, don't forget to check out Storytime Animated. We just have fun around here, right? Their channel's been popping off lately, so you might want to stick around, okay? And stay tuned for the next episode when someone eats broccoli and then they become the Hulk. So, love you, Scrubs. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!